Warhammer 40k is a universe full of mysteries, dark phenomena, and rampant misinformation. Knowledge that has been held as fact for millennia can be nothing more than a folk tale grown rampant, such as the supposed godhood of the Emperor of Mankind. Albeit, that's partially due to a special little guy named Lorgar spreading his fanfiction across the galaxy. Welcome to Lore and Lifeforms, where I try to sound smart and hopefully stumble into some interesting talking points. My name is Gavin, and I hope to make a bit of a series out of this. Warhammer 40k is something that has always caught my interest and would love to share whatever insights I think I've managed to come up with. That being said, I do believe I have a small amount of credibility to my name. I'm a 4th year undergraduate in wildlife biology, and I have taken part in a few research projects which I hope will lend some realness to whatever topic I decide to bring up now and in the future. Now let's get cracking. For the topic of today's video, I would like to give a somewhat brief introduction to the Tyranid species. The Tyranid faction is the army that got me into the tabletop game, and from the perspective of a budding biologist, they are just fascinating. The Tyranid is a gestalt hive mind consisting of dimorphic bioforms who all work to fulfill one purpose: to consume the galaxy and all of its inhabitants. Now this isn't done out of any sort of malice, but out of an instinctual need to devour and reproduce. The Tyranid spread across the galaxy almost like a virus would spread in a body, infecting planets and using their biomass to increase their numbers before they move on to invade the next tasty world. This behavior was first observed on the planet Tyranid, where bioforms rain down from the sky in fleshy facsimiles of drop pods. This first encounter is where they derived their name and cemented themselves as a terrifying superorganism never before seen in this galaxy. Now you might be asking, why do I keep referring to the species as the Tyranid instead of the Tyranids? This is due to the nature of its psychic gestalt and eusocial behaviors. Every Tyranid shares a singular mind, the psychic presence of which is astronomical in scale. Due to this sharing of a mind, I believe it is more accurate to refer to the species as a singular entity and the swarms that it inhabits as Tyranid bioforms. This shared consciousness is so powerful, it is able to reach divergent hive fleets from hundreds of thousands of light years away, causing an immense amount of psychic pressure in its wake. Looking at the Tyranid from a biological perspective, they also loosely fit the criteria to be classified as a superorganism. Superorganism is a term used to define a eusocial group of animals that cooperate through highly specialized divisions in labor and are unable to function outside of the whole. In our universe, this is very clearly seen among the Formicidae, also known as ants. Take the carpenter ant for example. Carpenter ants operate under a caste system where different specialized castes fulfill specific roles within the nest. They go so far as to experience caste dimorphism within their species, allowing for greater efficiency within individuals. The Tyranid takes this concept and sprints down the finish line with it. In addition to removing the need for individual minds, the species has an almost infinite number of castes and adaptations available to it, all working together towards a singular goal of consumption. This is possible due to the Tyranid's ability to process, store, and then upload the genetic information of biomass they've consumed to the hive mind. This is then utilized in the creation of future generations. This process of genetic manipulation and selective expression is very fast and is often used to overcome any difficulties a hive fleet might face, with new generations of Tyranid bioforms often being tailor-made to dismantle whatever obstacle the previous had faced. Throughout this video, you may have heard me mention the hive fleets from time to time. The hive fleets are the organizational structure that groups of Tyranid bioforms array themselves in as they travel the stars. Millions upon millions of Tyranid organisms are transported through the void in large carrier organisms, specially adapted to the harsh vacuum of space. These hive fleets can differ from each other in a number of ways, but are ultimately all part of the same gestalt hive mind. Each major hive fleet tends to have a signature feeding behavior, such as a tendency for hive fleet behemoth to utilize brute force assaults consisting of super heavy organisms such as carnifexes. Another prominent example would be hive fleet Gorgon, and its favoring of tailor-made toxins and its superior speed at adaptation compared to other fleets. This hyper-specialization and adaptivity went so far as to create an arms race with the Tau, a species known for its ludicrous speed and technological innovation. The hive fleets all have their own unique quirks and methods of consumption, each of which I plan to expand upon in future videos. The Tyranid is a unique concept, a species that acts as a plague of ever-evolving consumption, developing ever more horrifying ways to take from the universe around them to add to their ever-growing genome, is as horrifying as it is fascinating. I hope to release more videos in the future to give a more thorough look at the species and its all-consuming life cycle. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and keep in mind that when you look into the void at night, it may be looking back with hunger in its eyes.